Hey, welcome to Swanson Leadership. Over the last month or so, I've been just bombarded with questions from people. Should I get a gun for home protection? What should I do if I get a gun? What gun should I have? And they have questions about those scenarios that they play in their mind just based on what's been happening in the country today. So I brought my buddy Joe Hannish, who owns a Great Lakes Gun Shop, in to kind of help answer some of those questions. Joe, first question is, you tell me, what should somebody think about when they are contemplating a gun? How do they find what gun works? Those sorts of things.
It's real simple. You can go to any local gun shop. Most of the people behind the counter there are more than adequately trained to instruct you as to what firearm is right for you. Of course, I'm going to recommend that you come to Great Lakes Gun Shop to do so. We'll take the time to show you different firearms and explain to you the different features of each firearm. Every individual is different depending upon your skill level, if you've ever been exposed to firearms or not. If you have not been, simply there's a revolver, no bells or whistles. Okay. Point and click, man. You load it, 5 or 6 rounds, point it, pull the trigger. Then you have a shotgun, which would be the next. Actually, would probably be your best home defense firearm. Would be the shotgun. But some people aren't able to handle that gun. There are bells and whistles.
Now, there's some people, not to cut you off, there's some people that don't own a handgun.
Correct.
If their grandfather or uncle passed down a shotgun, they can bring that gun into you, and you can show them how to work that as well.
Absolutely. I've been a firearms instructor for 25 years, and I've been in the gun business for that long. So very well versed on being able to explain to you even the different various firearms you may have that have been handed down to you. If you can't afford a gun, hey, bring yours in, and we'll be more than happy to show you what to do with it and how it works and functions.
So if you have a shotgun from passed down, you can use that. Or you can walk in and say, listen, I don't know if I want a revolver or a semi-automatic, and you can fit it in there. And it could be a 9mm, it could be 40 caliber. It all depends on the person. Is that safe to say?
If it takes 10 minutes or if it takes an hour, we will spend the time to show you what is right for you. Again, I'm going to go with skill level. If you haven't been exposed to firearms, I'm going to recommend something simple to operate, such as a revolver.
I see.
Again, no bells or whistles.
Now, if somebody comes in and gets that revolver, what do they do to learn how to use it? How do they train?
There's a couple of different ways. My first recommendation is that you take a firearm safety class. Whether your intentions are to carry the gun or not, it's basically today what they call it a CPL class, which stands for Concealed Pistols License. All of the counties offer that now. They offer individuals the ability to carry a firearm if they feel the need to do so. I recommend, of course, every individual have one. Okay.
But the training, even if you don't want a CPL, the training's still amazing. The
nice thing about the training is that it teaches you all of the local and or statewide rules and regulations for carrying that firearm, the do's, the don'ts, when to use it, when not to use it. Of course, nobody's going to be able to make that decision for you. If you feel that your life is being threatened, obviously you're going to do everything in your power to stop that from happening. So with that being said, the best part about the class is you learn all of the laws, all of the rules, all of the regulations, how to carry the gun if you're going to do so, and what you can do with it.
And can you recommend a good class if somebody came into your shop or called you up?
Absolutely.
There's a ton of them, right?
Well, we teach the class.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'm a firearms instructor, and again, I have other firearms instructors that work with me that are in the law enforcement community and have been forever. And who better to learn from than the people that wrote the rules?
Now, what if somebody has a hesitation about carrying a gun or even having it in their house? They can learn about gun locks and how to secure a weapon.
There's security. That's how, unfortunately, the criminals obtain the firearms is from the law-abiding individuals that take the time to come into the stores, buy the gun legally, and then they take it home. And that's where it kind of, it's out of our hands at that point in time. I can't go to every individual's home and show them how to store their gun. You need some way to secure that firearm so that in your absence, the bad guy doesn't get in, steal your gun, and use it on another individual.
So based on this conversation, a guy could come in or a lady could come into your store, get fitted for a revolver.
Yes.
could find out where to take great training,
Yes,
could take the training and learn how to secure it in their house.
absolutely.
And-
We offer all of the above.
And what is the point of having that? Why would should somebody be scared of that?
Absolutely not. There's nothing to be scared of. It's all about education.
Yeah.
Firearms education and training.
Yeah.
And I recommend it for every family and every family member.
Including kids.
Even if you have kids in the house,
That's it.
you know, what's going to happen is if that firearm is not secured and you're gone away, the kids come home from school, they've got their friends with them, maybe even if your kids are trained not to handle that firearm, their friends are in the home, and they're going to find that gun. And I've done this test in my store repeatedly. Customer will bring their child in, and I'll say, hey, can I borrow your kid for a minute? And they'll say, sure. And I'll take a gun out of my case, of course, check it, make sure it's empty, and I'll put it in the young man or young lady's hand, and the first thing they do is grab the gun, put their finger on the trigger, and pull it.
Wow.
Every time, I'm telling you, it's 100 out of 100.
Because they're not educated.
They see it on television, that's the thing to do. You pull it out,
Yep.
bang, bang, bang. So, yes, the thing to do is
Yep.
don't say no. You let your kids handle the guns, but only when mom and or dad
Right.
are around,
Right.
and then it's all good. That way it takes the curiosity out of there.
And that even includes kids that are raised in houses that don't have guns, but go to houses where maybe parents do have
Firearms
guns.
education is a big thing. The NRA offers the Eddie Eagle program, which pertains specifically to children, to kids, and firearms and how to handle those firearms.
It used to be 5, 10, even 15 years ago, people that had firearms were maybe even seen as a little bit radical, but it's changed today.
Oh no, today.
Times have changed.
Oh no, today it's
unfortunate.
You know, and I hate to say it. You know, I mean, you've got even the liberals out there, and I'm going to use that terminology loosely, of course,
Right.
with no disrespect. Even liberal individuals own firearms. They have them in their home because everyone wants the ability to be able to protect themselves.
That's right.
As you well know, being the undersheriff for one of the largest counties in the state, I mean, you know, what's response time?
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
The Sandy Brook killing,
sure,
5 minutes, 155 rounds. 5 minutes response.
just
time
like
is
that.
Unbelievable.
It
Just
means
like that.
nothing.
Yeah.
Depending upon, you know, I mean, with all of the high magazine firearms we have out there today, which of course, I am, I'm an advocate for. Here's what I have to say. It's nice to have that many rounds in your firearm for home defense because you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
But at the same time, if the bad guy gets in and they've got that many rounds
Or more.
you know,
Right.
you have to be able to combat that. So, you know,
Final thoughts. Final thoughts. What would be your closing statement if you were to tell the viewers out there when it comes to weapons and home security?
you know what? With that, it's going to be.
God created us.
Oh yeah, you know, I'm sorry, pardon me. It's real simple. God created all men, and Sam Colt made all men equal.
That's great. Hey, listen, if you want more answers to the questions, you can shoot me an email, you can respond to the website, you can actually call Great Lakes Gun Shop in Lapeer. What's your phone number?
Number there is 810-664-1886.
I would trust him with my own family. I do. I trust him with my own agency. And if you have any more questions, make sure you get the answers. Thanks for visiting Swanson Leadership. Have an awesome day.